You know, folks, as the years pile up, we start noticing things nobody warned us about. Little aches that come out of nowhere. Joints that don't bend the way they used to. Skin that doesn't bounce back. Balance that feels just a bit uncertain. Back when I was a younger man, I thought getting older just meant adding candles to a birthday cake. I figured if I kept eating my vegetables, walking a little every day, and staying out of trouble, well, I'd be fine. But somewhere after 60, the rules started changing, quietly, and nobody sent me the memo. That's why I'm here with you today, not as a doctor, not as some online health guru, just as a 72-year-old retired military nurse who's lived long enough to see what helps us and what hurts us when we're not paying attention. So, let's sit together a moment. Let's talk slow. Let's talk honest. Because once you understand what's happening inside your body, you'll see that the vegetables you trusted your whole life, well, some of them aren't helping you anymore. And some others, quiet, humble little things, are exactly what your aging bones and joints have been begging for. Number 1, when the body changes after 60. You know, I used to think my stiff knees were just the price of a good long life. Back pain, weak grip, slow mornings. I thought that was all normal. But I learned something important these last few years. Our bodies don't wear out because we age. They wear out because we don't adjust with age. After 60, our bones lose density. Collagen breaks down faster. Joints inflame more easily. Muscles don't recover overnight. And the digestive system isn't as forgiving as it used to be. That means some foods we ate our entire lives, foods we believe were super healthy, start working against us. Not because they changed, but because we did. Think of it like an old lawnmower. When it's brand new, you can run any kind of fuel through it. But after a few decades, you better be careful what you pour in. One wrong drop and the whole thing sputters. Our bodies are the same way. And today, I want to show you 3 vegetables that quietly take more than they give, and 3 that help rebuild your strength, your collagen, your independence. Number 2, 3 vegetables seniors should be cautious with. 1, spinach, the green that can steal your calcium. Now listen. I know spinach has a halo around it. Every magazine calls it a superfood. Every salad bar piles it high. But for seniors, especially folks dealing with bone loss, spinach can work against us. It's the oxalates. Those little compounds grab onto calcium like a jealous lover. They hold on tight and don't let your body absorb it, so instead of getting stronger, you get weaker. I remember Mary, a 71-year-old retired teacher, sweetest woman you'd ever meet. She blended spinach every morning. Thought she was doing everything right, but her bone scan kept getting worse. When we looked closely at her diet, the answer was clear. Too many oxalates. Not enough usable calcium. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and whispered, "I thought I was taking care of myself." And she was. But she didn't know spinach, when eaten every day, can quietly pull the minerals right out of your bones. A little spinach once in a while? Sure. Every single day? Not for seniors with bone concerns. 2, tomatoes. The inflammation trap. Tomatoes look harmless, don't they? Bright red, juicy, comforting. They sit on almost every American plate. But for folks over 60, especially those with arthritis or nerve problems, that little tomato can stir up trouble. It's the solanine, a natural defense chemical. Plants use it to protect themselves. But in us, it can irritate joints, inflame nerves, and make your hands stiffer than a cold Ohio morning. I think of Harold, 74 years old, used to work as a mechanic. His hands were his life, but he came in one day barely able to open a jar. Every morning, tomatoes. Every night, tomato sauce. We took tomatoes out for 2 weeks, just 2. And he called me saying, "Walter, I got my grip back. Sometimes the food you trust the most is the one holding you back." 3. Potatoes, sugar bombs in disguise. Now I know I'm stepping on sacred ground here. Mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, French fries. That's comfort. That's tradition. That's America. But white potatoes hit your bloodstream like a freight train of sugar. They spike your glucose just as fast as a soda. And after 60, your insulin doesn't respond the way it used to. I remember James, 68 years old, proud as can be that he never touched fast food, but he ate a baked potato every night. His blood sugar? Through the roof. His ankles swollen. His energy gone. We switched the potatoes for cauliflower and greens, and within weeks, he had more energy than he'd had in years. That's the thing about aging. You don't feel the damage while it's happening. You feel it years later, when morning stiffness becomes routine and independence starts slipping away. Number 3, 3 vegetables that rebuild collagen, joints, and strength. Now here's the good part, folks. For every vegetable that wears you down, there's one that builds you up better than you expect. Let me show you 3 that your joints, your bones, and your skin will thank you for. 1. Broccoli, the collagen builder. When I was young, broccoli was something you forced kids to eat. I never thought it'd become my best friend after 60. Broccoli feeds your collagen, feeds your bones, feeds the tissue that keeps you upright and steady. Vitamin C to build collagen. Vitamin K to anchor it into the bone. Sulforaphane to protect your joints from wearing out. I remember Margaret, 70 years old, scared she'd lose her independence. Her knees hurt so bad she stopped going on her morning walks. We added broccoli to her dinner every night. Just a cup. Nothing fancy. 3 months later, she was back on the trail, standing straighter, walking steadier, and smiling like she hadn't smiled in years. Sometimes nature gives you exactly what you need. You just have to let it. 2. Kale, the leaf that keeps you from falling apart. Now kale, I'll be honest, I didn't like it at first. Looked too tough, too green, too trendy. But the older I got, the more I realized that kale holds something special. Vitamin C for collagen, vitamin K for bone strength, antioxidants to stop inflammation before it starts. I think about Ellen, 72, loved gardening, but her hands cramped so badly she thought she'd never hold a trowel again. She added kale to her morning smoothie, and within weeks, her hands softened. Her knees stopped throbbing. She was back tending roses like she did 20 years earlier. Kale is not a fad, it's a lifeline for seniors. 3. Okra, nature's joint lubricant. Now here's a vegetable we don't talk about enough. Okra, slimy, soft, gentle okra. That mucilage, that gel inside, acts like a natural lubricant for your joints. Helps cartilage, helps connective tissue, helps everything glide easier. Harold, another one, 69 years old, swollen knees, tingling hands, thought aging was just catching up. We added okra twice a week. 2 months later, his knees didn't swell after walks. His grip got stronger, and he told me, "Walter, I feel 10 years younger." That's the power of the right vegetable. Not magic, not supplements. Just letting your body rebuild with the materials it needs. Final. The gentle truth is your health, your independence, your choice now that we've walked through all 6 vegetables. The ones that hurt and the ones that heal. I want to leave you with something simple. You don't have to overhaul your life. You don't have to quit everything you love. You just have to adjust with age. A little less spinach, a little fewer tomatoes. Treat potatoes like a treat, not a habit. Then, add broccoli, kale, and okra like you're giving your body a gift, because you are. And friend, this isn't about looking younger. It's about staying independent, standing up without help, walking without fear, holding your grandchildren with strong hands, living life on your own terms as long as you possibly can. Every bite you take either breaks you down or builds you back up. And now you know which is which. Take care of yourself, friend. We've come too far, lived too long, to let the wrong vegetables steal the strength we worked a lifetime to build.